Well, we had a small change. This is not Maria Flier, it's my colleague Katharina Schwalbe. No, we had to change it yesterday in the evening because they had such a stressful situation. And at the project, we're talking about that. Don't worry, it was really last time change. And yeah, but we are proud to present to you today some aspects of this project and to give you a short view in the ecological side of this project and how we or how our approach to a variant study for this project was or is. But at first, maybe let's talk about us. Some say M.O.O.CON also, but you were exactly right. It's M.O.O.CON, and it stands for, in German, Mensch, Organisation, Objekt, Consulting. In English, it's Human Organization and Building Consultancy. So what we do is we consult companies to develop their identity creating and sustainable buildings, processes, and working environments. You see some of our projects on the slide, for example, the Deutsche Bahn in Frankfurt or the new Axel Springer building. It was your project, Katharina, in Berlin, and in Vienna. We're very proud of this new, it's the ADAC from Austria, the ÖMDC new building, and also the Post am Rochus in Vienna, just to give you a quick overview of some of our projects. I'm handing over to you, Katharina, for the next.
So talking about sustainability of working environments. Who of you knows your carbon footprint? Your personal carbon footprint? Anyone?
Give us some numbers.
Give us some numbers. What do you think?
Huh?
Well, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, depends on traveling, probably. Yes. Yeah, to make this number a little bit, it's like 11 tons is the typical thing, or in Germany, I think it's 9.4 tons per person every year. And to make this number a little bit smaller, it's 26 kilogram of a gas every day, what we emit with our daily life. So these emissions occur because of we work, we're having some fun, and we're getting our life organized, right? So focusing on work, what is the typical working day? Maybe you have some ideas. You drive to your work by car, by bicycle, I don't know. What else? What are you doing? Activities, working day, typical, checking some mails.
Yeah.
Espresso machine, yes. Have some coffee. Have some lunch at the canteen. Maybe have some meetings, video calls. Typical day. So do you have an idea what percentage of this carbon emission are caused by our work? So the percentage of the personal footprint is caused by our work.
Any guess?
Any guess?
50%?
So we were asking ourselves the same question. So what is caused by our work?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It depends how much they work. That's a good answer. So, and that's why we developed a tool, and we call it EcoMap, German ÖkoMap. And it's about what are the biggest levers for the carbon reduction in our company. So what can the company influence with some actions? That is the big question of this EcoMap, and that's what Christoph will talk about with the project, the Salzburg project. So I'm not the Maria, but
But
he can talk about.
you developed the tool?
I developed the tool, but I don't have any clue about the project, so this is what Christoph is talking about now.
Thank you. And again, the question is, out of the 10 or 11 tons per year, how much is the influence of a company by offering their working infrastructure for you doing your work? This is the main question that we ask ourselves, because we are working on this infrastructure or to make it better. So let's go to our project. In Salzburg, I think most of you know Salzburg. It's the city where Mozart was born. For those who never heard of it. The state of Salzburg is a company with 1,100 employees, and they are sitting at the moment in 12 different buildings, 12 different locations, splattered around the city. These buildings are, the youngest are about 30 years old, the oldest more than 100 years old. And what they all have in common, there is a great need to renovate. So we were asked by the state of Salzburg to do a variant study. And of course, we do our standard process, we make a needs assessment, we got the virtual model of the building, so what will they need in the future, in quantity, in quality. And then it was about finding the best solutions. And there came the question up, so not only to find out of the economic way, out of the working way, the best solution, but also out of the ecological way, the best, or out of the ecological view, the best solution. And the decision was to make a centralization of all functions in one building next to the main railway station. So this was the result, and what I want to show you some more project details before I go into the detail of the variant study. This is the winner of the architectural competition. It was this summer. This will be the new building. The architects are Puccio Doric from Vienna, but it was an international competition. About 50 architectural offices took part. And this new building is for 1,200 employees. It has a gross floor area from about 52,500 square meters. Only, and this I think is very bold, 200 parking lots for 1,200 employees. There is the first sign of we want to go a new way. But 350 bicycle parking spaces. The Salzburger are very sportive. It's located at the main station, very well connected to the public transport, of course. It is a passive house standard, wood hybrid construction. It has a wooden facade and using alternative energy resources. So this is the project, and I now want to give you some insights on what we did before this decision was made out of the ecological view on it. We defined scenarios. Scenario one is the state as it is today, 12 buildings, different ages, great need of renovation. I already told you. The second scenario is the renovation of all of these 12 buildings, bring them then in compliance with the building regulations. Then scenario 3 is the centralization. One new building, but just according to building regulations, and all the functions from all the locations are combined at this one new location near the main station. Then we have a scenario 4, which is in fact the winner scenario. One new building, high quality standards, passive house, I already told you. And we also took a 5th scenario into account, which is same quality, but includes a home office rate of 25% and an absolutely vegan canteen with a smile at the end. But we just wanted to show them what the level of a virgin canteen can be. Okay, let's answer the question that Katharina asked you. How much is the contribution of the working surrounding, of the working infrastructure an company offers the employees? And in this case, it was about 40%. All what is blue is influenced by the company. It's the infrastructure of the building, it's the commuting mobility, also Pendlermobilität, it's the business traveling, etc., etc., and also the food at the canteen, as I already mentioned. So in this case, an employee at the state of Salzburg emits 12 tons CO2 per year. So at the moment, the rest is the yellow ones. It's the personal footprint, you know, what you do in your free time, leisure, etc., traveling. This is what we can't influence with this as out of the view of a company. So at the moment, employee at the state of Salzburg is above the average because the working infrastructure is not that good at the moment. So this is scenario 1. As I already showed, the same number. We see the 4.6 tons per person per year. And we also see that the biggest footprint is created by the building operation. This is these 2 tons per person per year. So if we go forward to scenario 2, we see that all the 12 buildings are renovated. Of course, this is very good for the building operations because now they need less energy, but the rest stays the same. So this is not enough for Salzburg to optimize. Scenario 3 is where we centralize all the functions in one new building near the main station. So we see significant changes concerning the commuting mobility, because now we have the railway station, we have the bicycle, we have a new mobility scenario, and we reduce, of course, also the traffic between all the locations, which is a lot if you have 12 locations, of course. So there was the decision made, okay, we need one new building, not only because of the ecological footprint, but also because of our working processes to get nearer to each other, but this was also part of the decision. And scenario 4 takes into account the high quality standards of the new building, like passive house, wooden construction, etc. I already told you. And the lever at this stage is not so big because building standards in Middle Europe are already very high. But what now catches the eye is the large share of the canteen food, which we see here in blue. It's now the biggest contribution of all the different topics that create the CO2 emissions. And we underestimate this lever all the time. It's really big. If we switch to vegan food, it's more than 1 ton per person per year that we can save in this building. So the Land Salzburg as a company can decide where do we want to go with our offering in the building, with our infrastructure. And as you can see, there are lots of different levers. And the question obviously is which is the right one, which gives us the biggest possibility to save CO2, to reduce our carbon footprint. So in sum, there is a potential of reducing the carbon footprint caused by the working infrastructure by 3.36 tons per person per year, or minus 73%. So it's all of the blue, all what we find in the blue frame is now only 1.25 tons per person per year. You remember the as it is state was 4.6 tons. So this is the difference, and this is where they are going right now. This is the reason why the project lead of Salzburg don't have any time to come here, because they are really in a very stressful phase right now. Now, this is an average from Austria. We emit a little bit more carbon. I'm sorry, but I think it's because of the mountains. We have to climb up all the time. But now an employee is above the average, and in future he will be under the average. And this is the decision what the state of Salzburg wants to contribute to save our climate, to save our world with this project. So what does it mean, or what can we imagine under this 3.3 tons? It corresponds, for example, to 18 flights from Vienna to Hamburg, or 61 rides from Salzburg to Vienna. It's about 300 kilometers per employee. If we go to the 1,200 employees in the future, then we have savings of around 21,600 flights or 73,200 rides. So this is really to get a feeling for this number. I think it's a huge step and worth it doing this. So as you can see, there are plenty of ways to reduce your carbon footprint in relation to work, and where the biggest levers lie depends very much on the company's initial situation. So what is the quality of your building right now? Do you have one location, more locations? How do you do business trips? How is the quality of your workplace surrounding? How can you do digital meetings, for example, in which quality? What about home office, desk sharing to reduce space and to reduce commuting mobility? So those are all the questions that we should, as a company, ask ourselves. And it's not so easy to find the right answer. So it really depends on the situation the company is right now. However, it's clear that this does not exempt us all from making our own contribution in the yellow fields, but as a company, we also have a big lever that we should use. Okay, so we're at the end, faster than the one before. That was the challenge. But I'm happy about this because I have to leave at 3:30, so because I have to go to the airport. So I'm now here for questions, and I would like, Katharina will stay for the discussion at the round tables, but I have to leave, so I would like to answer you some questions if you have any. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.